Hello, hello. Welcome back. We have a brand new game to me today, Darq, which it sounds like we're going to have to turn the music down a little for, probably before I get into some sort of trouble with the fuzz. Alright, let's jump into settings real quick. Hello, young boy. Give us a moment. Alright, volume. Let's try. No individual volume for music. That's fine. I'm not criticizing. Let's try 70. Yeah. All right. Nothing else spoiled. Back to the boy. Hello, boy. Where do you find yourself? Dreary, is it? I can go this way. I can go this way. He has 2 skills. Ah, that's warm. Does nothing for the sour mood of the boy, though. Today is a dark day with a Q. Hello, grandfather. Nice to see you. Would you like to put on... Oh, those can't be your slippers. Your feet are quite delicate. How do I say this? Elf-like. Would you like some curly shoes? Okay, I can seemingly interact with the bed. I am quite tired. That's good to know. Here's some more appropriately sized shoes. Hooray. Okay. And I cannot go down or up the stairs. It sounds like it's bedtime. Good to know. Apparently it's not the A button. Let's try X. It's the X button. It's so nice to see you guys here. Thank you for bearing with me on another new adventure. Oh. Am I dreaming now? Or was I always dreaming? Am I dreaming that I'm in bed, having a dream? It's all becoming clear to me. Okay. I can push that wall. I cannot, however, go up or down. So do I need to interact with this? Yes, I do. And I'm gonna assume I'm dreaming. Hello, hello. So nice to see you guys there. Happy Friday indeed. This is Darq. D-A-R-Q. Darq. A new game to me. Woo! I'm gonna have to get used to that. Alright, interact with the bridge. Yeah. I'd love to. Good Foley work on that bridge. Yes. A+. Okay. I can rescind the bridge. Bridge privileges are done. Back to your homes. I'm assuming that means I then go down... no. Up. Alright. We're making progress somewhere. I'm not sure where or why. But this is fascinating and lovely. There's a large ghostly cog. Too large to ever possibly fit it in your pants, surely. And yet, gosh, those are some big pants. Tight, but big. Yes? Can I help you? Seething, angry presence above me. Alright, so 3 cogs may be required to make the machine go woo! Let's hold on to one for now, just in case. They may be trying to trick us. So, we can rescind the bridge. Let's go this way first. No slipping through. I thought maybe, you look like you work out. So I thought you could slip through, but that's fine. I understand the game logic. Okay. Cannot go over one of those edges. It needs to be flat to proceed. I don't think I could go up there either. Keep it in mind. Here's another cog. Currently activating this machine, one would presume. Is it an important machine? Is it my Uncle Stephen's life support machine? Because I'd dearly like to keep old Steve-O around. Alright, going down. And up. I really like this. This is cool. Alright, do I give up one of my cogs? Okay. We have a key piece, a place for the key piece to get to, and a puzzle. Oh, a classic puzzle. Alright. There you go. I'm figuring it out. Maybe we move this here. Maybe this is how it all works. Maybe not. Probably want this over, don't I? Yeah. Don't know why I was thinking that. There we go. Hey? Even with no hair, my puzzle-solving skills are sharp. I hope. Let's hope they continue to be. Gimme? Yeah, sweet. Alright, we have 2 gears. We have a key piece, whatever that does. Let's head back up. Hello there, so nice to see you. Welcome to a new adventure. Creeping? How dare you? It feels like I need to give up a gear to get over there, but that's a shame. I'd like this gear. So am I missing some sort of easy way to surmount that problem? I don't know. Definitely can't use the key piece yet, so let's try headed back. Where would we go from here if we need to leave that gear? Just put that down. Check that I definitely can't burst through here like a happy baby. This would lead somewhere. Ah, and I can grab the gear. Of course. Okay, let's grab it before we go down. This is so interesting and trippy. It's like impossible to keep it in your brain. It's impossible for me to keep a lot of things in my brain these days, though, so... Alright, that looks like a very spiky door. Is it gonna come this way, towards my cheek meats? Upper and lower? 'Cause no. No, thank you. Machine. Spike door opened. I'll trust it. What? Alright, we have an eyeball, we have a skull, and we have an onk. I guess this is where the key piece goes. It must be. Aha. So, eye, skull, onk, key. Okay. This one? Oh! When I change the direction of gravity, yeah! Okay, onk. Continue this way. This is cool. Oh, this is a cool puzzle. Why are you sneaking now? Did you hear something I did not? Or is that just how you move on the roof? You're frightening me, child. I... Skull, so I guess I go back this way and then around. I don't want to do key yet. This must be the way. Fingers crossed. Yay! Key now. Alright. I really like this. Dunk, 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 dunk. He seems to just be maneuvering this way. I'm not sure what he's discovered. Is it me? Oh yeah, there is a crouch key. It's me. Okay. If he starts to walk funny, let me know. I can fix that. This must be our third gear. Must need to head back through and pick up the other two. Return to where we started. Have I awoken the beast? Oh, sweet heavens, no. I'm so scared of the beast. The beast is upon you. Happy Halloween era, too. I know it's not... One second. There's mannequins. I have to emotionally contain myself. Happy Halloween-ish to you. I know it's not yet, but it's getting close, and I'm very, very excited. I hope you're all bundled up tightly. I hope you've watched Over the Garden Wall at least twice this month, and you enjoy. Have some candy on me. So what's the deal here? No eyes, but can hear me? There are eyes of some sort, and I shouldn't step within the radius of light. What's the deal? I'm gonna guess that light is not something to be stood in. Yeah. Or else you get flint-locked, apparently. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, I'll try to be a little quicker to grab that one this time. Although that's tempting. Okay. Just wait in between these two for a second. I'm very uncomfortable. Oh, good. Some of you are dressed in your Halloween finery already? With costume parties at work and school? I enjoy this. Yes, costume parties and finery. Bring it to me, that I may don the well-worn zippered mask. What? Okay, so we have 2 gears, right? We have 1 gear, and there are 2 of them in this machine. Let's head back down here. Sack boy. What does it mean? How many of these do I have? Okay, good. I do have all 3. Hooray. I don't want to see Sack boy again. He reminds me of my feral child self deep within. I don't want any of that symbolism. No. Okay. Let me make sure I can't climb this one. Don't think I can climb things with holes in them. Fie on thee, wrought iron. Did it want me to go down? It's listing downward, as though to suggest this was the new progress path. Let me check down here. That's where we just came from, right? I think I would have to activate the machine. I just worked so hard to use, so let's try this. Hello again, mannequins. It's not good to see you. It turns out really bad to see you. Move along, boy. I'm frightened too, but let's pick up the pace here. This is where I started. The game began standing next to this bathtub, presumably not in a dream. I then walked this way. Follow me, I'll show you. I then walked this way and laid upon this bed. I did not put on my slippers, as they are too big for me, and I laid upon this bed, and that's when everything got weird and gravity-defying, after I seemingly entered a dream. So am I now going one dream deeper? Or was that all just in my head? A sort of lamp-headed mannequin tutorial section, if you will. Well, back to bed. I guess it's double dreaming. What's gonna happen now? Very similar to what happened last time. I'm getting deep. I am not going to wake up from this. Subway station is not running the right way. Seems to be my only option. Instant death, surely. Alright. All aboard. And disembark. What's that gap now? I did not purchase a ticket. So I'm gonna be stuck here. Morally, ethically, I'm gonna be stuck here. No way to purchase a ticket, so you can see the symbols of the signs, the symbols and letters shifting in a very dreamlike way. Double dreamy, that. Also the subway map. That better not be a physical map of what I'm about to traverse. Might be. Okay. So we have a thing. It is missing a lever. What does this do? One that goes down, one that goes back. Those appear to be the options. Let's try the down. Let go. Release. Unhand me. So sorry, those switches are very, very loud. Let me know if it's too much. Hopefully it's just in my headphones. Okay. Is this a lever, or is it a small key? I don't think I can go anywhere else here until we shift it. Let's try the back. Assuming that key isn't quite what I need for the lever box, we could try it. No. Not what you need for the lever box. Alright. Trying up here. I really like this game. This is absolutely amazing. I've had my eye on it for a long, long time and just finally was able to snag it for Halloween. An old watch. What does that do? What does that give me? Presuming also not quite what I need here. Nope. Okay. So this would allow me to, like, get onto the roof. I then think I would want to switch it back from there. Maybe I can move this from the roof. Yes, absolutely can. Alright. That would let me go that way. That would be new. And maybe something new here. Let's check this one. I'm not sure. I am not familiar with what it's about myself. I know about as much as you at this point. I've just woken up as this seemingly dreaming boy in a very abstract landscape. Alright, I can't hit that switch now. Not liking the way that wood panel looks primed to burst forth with nasties. Can't make it that way, seemingly due to the pipes, so we'll have to switch it again. No problem. Let's try the other way real quick and we'll come back to this one. Good morning, so nice to see you there. Welcome, welcome. Alright, trying this one. I must need something in order to make use of that. Alright. In which case, check in here. The off chance they're hiding something on this roof. No tickets, no problem. A small locker room. With a key that I happen to have. Good. Matches? Still not a lever, but we're getting there. We're trading up. I don't think I need to go that way. Let's switch it back to the normal platform here. Which would be this one. Get over here. This one. Try it. Yeah, I absolutely adore the aesthetic of it so far. The almost subdued black and white quality is my jam. Matches? That seems unsafe. That's an act of vandalism. Let's do it. Yeah. Vandalism in my dreams. Perfect. So I couldn't make it across that gap previously in order to activate this. This seemingly would allow me to go down. Let's take a quick look before we peek in here. Though I don't want this to be just a quick one-off locker room either. It doesn't appear to be. Let's go down first. Shocking. Alright. Seemingly nothing. We'll keep it in mind. There's a lever. I was so close. Oh, I was so close to it. Would you like an old watch? Tell me, how far does this watch stretch? And could it support a man? No? A young boy, then. I was joking, but yay! Dream logic. I love it. That's fantastic. Okay, I need to expand my brain with these puzzle solutions then. Stop making fun of them. Well, this fits me to a T. Thank you. It's the rain station. So we did not get to take this lever. That's where I thought this was leading. Give me the lever. Maybe you just use the T as an impromptu lever? Sure. Dream logic. I'm catching on. Slowly. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. Yeah, I don't mind. This game is made of your jokes, yes. My jokes made real. And everyone must suffer. Yep, letter T lever. Alright. Train number 2 surpassed. Just trying to think. There was that little alcove down there. Didn't seem to be anything hidden inside it. I'm sure this game has some sort of classic secret collectible that maybe I'm walking right past, but we'll just keep going for now. Don't divert us from the progress path and cause myself to be lost in dreams forever. Or do I? Ha! Ha! Suffer, boy! And we're back in our home. Please don't go 3 layers deep. We all know 3 layers deep is where it starts to get dangerous. That's where the dung monkeys arrive. inside your dreams to play with your hair and braid it. I don't appreciate that. Okay, we're going deeper. Say hello to the dung monkeys. Here we go. Grandfather? How many times has he done this? Before we arrived. This will be our third, but he's always just been in that house. If that house is just this hub to dream worlds, then this poor boy has been at it for years, decades, centuries. I put a severed hand in my back pocket and continued on through the rain. He's narrating it now. We seem to be outside, whereas before we were always in an interior area with hallways. We are now in the out of doors, and the PPRK is open for business. Severed hand. I might be able to reach up there. Ah, interesting. I love it. I wish I'd held on to that severed hand for a second. Maybe I need it elsewhere. But I put it there, and that'll have to do. Alright, we have a gymnast's workout regiment, and something that needs things. Not working. I understand. This doesn't seem like an electrically safe city street to walk on. Judging by the cable management, I have concerns. Alright, I guess we're becoming a gymnast. That seems to be the only interactable thing. Oh, thank you very much for the subscription. 7-month streak. A very happy 7 months of these sultry tones. Oh, sometimes. Sultry. It's always been happy, but only sometimes sultry. Aha, you're currently moderating a 24-hour subathon, and you're only on hour 4. I'm so glad to see you. I hope the subathon goes well, and thank you for giving me my own little mini subathon. That was lovely. It is always a pleasure to see you. Alright, what does this device do? I'm gonna need a minute. I'm getting used to it. And done. It makes perfect sense to me now. Wow, this is cool. Okay. So I'm assuming I can only go this way. Let's check what's down here. Do this one at a time, anti-clockwise. Just like Mary Poppins would suggest. Pretty sure that was one of the songs. Do it one at a time, anti-clockwise. Yeah, that was definitely one of the songs. Ah, there we go. A joystick situation. I was pressing buttons. Okay. Not on. Presumably needs another gear or something there. We'll check another pathway. It is. This is very good so far. I've enjoyed the mechanics of it as well as the gorgeous aesthetic. I highly suggest it so far, though I'm only 29 minutes in. I have nothing I would say no to. Apart from the mannequins. No, I would say no to the mannequins in a heartbeat. I'd beat the hell out of those mannequins. So weirdly, just to keep it in mind for later, there were levers on the front of all of these. It also looks like there's a secret lever on the back side of these two, or maybe I misassumed and there's only a lever on the back side. Keep that in mind. Not sure if the severed hands can figure that out themselves, but we'll see. Christine, it's good to see you. A car battery. The child's not old enough for activities such as this just yet, but when he grows into a more mature and wise age, he's definitely going to hook that up to his nibbles. What? No, that's inappropriate to say about the child. Why would you even... Why? Sir. Sir. Just because you find a car battery doesn't mean you always need to go that direction with it. And yet, like 9 out of 10 now. That's cool. Oh, is it actually, like, pickable? But I have to do it in the correct sequence? That's cool. Okay. I'm assuming you also need to pick it while being on, you know, the side to proceed. That'd be nice. That'd be nice if I had done that instead. Ah, it's just those two that are switched. So I can get even closer to it. There, alright. Zach boy? Is that you? I don't want to get closer to him. I don't want to keep following him. Don't look directly at it. No, I'm just having a great day. I'm in a meadow. Romping through the daisies, having a time. I'm not here. Oh, I'm not here. Alright, moving on. Hello, severed hand. Who lost you way out here in the mud? That's rude. Car battery. That doesn't sound like quite the right thing. But interesting. Maybe I need a key or a token of some sort. Hello there. Are you going to run over undead with a car in this game? Or shadow monsters? Well, that would be cool. I don't know if that's an option. But if they give me the chance, yes, I will be doing that. I like your miniskirt and your little ribs. I hope you're having a great day. I'm sorry if you're not, for whatever reason. His hand, he's like holding his hand out in such a way that sort of implies I should take it as one of the severed hands, but I'm not going to. That would be assault. And I can't open my inventory. Sorry. I'm sorry. I take it back. Yes, you can see back there. The levers are only on the back side. I should have noticed originally. Good. Alright. We have a hand crank, seemingly connected to some sort of device or battery. There. That doesn't seem to be, like, standable. I guess it could be a box with something on the side that's facing him that I can't currently see. It takes a second to drop, but not long enough that I could get to this, unless there's a run button I don't know about. There is. Alright, let's try that. There is a run button I don't know about. Good. Alright, all the way up. Drop it. Run. Grab it. No, one more. Ah, I was so close. Okay, that is what they're going for. Good, good. Let's set that up again. I'm glad to be able to run now. What a treat. Grab it. Drop it. Grab it. Bop it. Car key. Alright. Assuming since this car is sitting right here, it may be Car battery, car key. It's all coming together. Those zombies are in for it now. We have a crank. Child, it's up to you if, when you're of a certain age, you engage in battery-based pleasure activities. However, I would suggest very strongly that you stay away from crank, no matter the cost. That's just not something you want to deal with, especially not at such a young age. Okay? Okay. Come to an accord, the boy and I. So where would I use this car battery, then? Let's get myself back on task here. Make sure there wasn't anything beyond this little elevator. There is that set of joysticks we were playing with earlier. Seemingly nothing on this side. I don't think I would need to use this again. So let's consider that done. We just went down there. There didn't seem to be anything else. There's something up on a platform there that I cannot reach. And I do have one extra severed hand. I'm not sure if I should put it in place, if that changes anything. It may activate one or more of these wires. Let me try it. Oh, good. It flips them around. Of course. I don't know why I'm making so many false assumptions about that puzzle in particular when I should just wait and see how it works. Okay. I didn't activate any of these machines. However, maybe I can put the car battery in here. Aha. All right. What is this? Okay. I don't quite know what I'm doing, but sure. I'll hit buttons. Oh no! Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Hey. What are you doing being a puzzle out here? There's our platform with our friend, Severed Hand. Hello, Handy. Alright, we're getting rid of progress paths. This is good. This is good news. Let's just place this one. They haven't seemed to be usable for anything else, so I don't think I'm losing secrets. One more Severed Hand. I have the crank. Boy, what did I tell you? Let's just give a thorough searching here. Where do I employ the crank? Having a spare severed hand does seem useful. Can I get one of those? Those come with like 4-day shipping? Alright, that one's pretty clear. It seems like it must be this side that still has... That's like the exit. Which side that still has? Ah, that's the weird one, is this always tips over so you cannot go right there. This must be what we're after. Crank? No. Am I still missing an item for it? There don't seem to be any other interactable spots. What am I missing? Let's try coming at it from the other angle. That was where the elevator was. There's the joysticks, nothing there. Okay. So where do you go, Crank? I'm trying to remember when we walked past the thing over there. We got a severed hand There was no machine. I don't think I need to go this way. Though it is finally unlocked. So I can check freely. I cannot check freely. I'm so scared. Okay, so yeah, not that way under any circumstances. Bad boy. I didn't see anything along this path that will accept a new item. There's just the severed hand in the elevator. I'm sure it's quite obvious what I'm walking right past. Maybe I just do this one manually. With the crank? Yeah? No? Okay. This is where we got the engine, so we've taken care of the other side of that. I don't think we need to go down there. If I'm facing this way, it blocks the park. We checked there. We checked there. I'm running out of potential paths. We've checked there many, many times. Go this way once more. This is the only thing left. Yet it does not seem to be active. Aha, thank you so much for hanging out with us for a bit there. Don't be so cranky, you just need to crank it up. Yeah, that seems to be the case. That does seem to be the walkthrough here. Alright. Do I, like, retrieve the battery? Do I take the car battery back? Nope. It's all set. No takesies backsies. Nothing to interact with. Alright. I guess we could try looking beyond the guy. That's about all we have left at this point. I'm probably missing something very obvious. Let me just wait till he's turned. Please be turned. Not at that exact moment, though. If you could be turned in just a second after that. I can hear him breathing just off screen. And the longer it goes on, the more I fear for my safety. There. Alright. Slip past here just to make sure we don't need to crank anything. I don't think there was anything back here, but I'm running out of other ideas. If it's not back here, I may need to look it up at this point. As I'm getting so cranky. Ah, yes. I forgot about the box. That may be the thing. Alright. Clock hand. Right back to the position where I wouldn't know where to use that, just like I wouldn't know where to use the crank. Good. Making progress. I seem roughly about the same, like, size as that guy? Is that also a child? I'm assuming this protagonist is a child of some sort. But maybe that's rude of me. Alright, we now have a clock hand. Where do I put it? Probably in the middle of this thing. Let's switch it back. Alright. Dong. Alright, that moves that. I don't know where it should perhaps be to start. This turns only that wheel? Not sure quite what my goal is. I guess I need to get the two flashing dots to be in the same place. That disconnects it. Sure, sure. Severed hand! Hello, my friend. Our final one. Okay. Headed back to the handboard. And wondering what comes next. There it is. Enjoy. All together now. Going down. This is such a cool game. I really like it. Seems like we're back to the house again. Here we are. I am never gonna find my way out of this dream. This poor, poor boy. Nothing seems to be changing about this area either. Like, I'm trying to check pretty thoroughly every time. But well, that's new. He said as the first thing changes. Okay. Have the mannequins found my house? My only safe haven, where I keep my sleepy eyes. I don't like that. Dream number 4. What do we have here? Something zappy. Nice. Okay. Cello. Good to see you there. I won't harp on it. Don't worry. Oh, wow. I love these dimensional shifts. These are done so well. And so coolly. Alright, I can send the power that way, or I can send the power that way. Neither of which light up that little box over there. Okay. Presumably doesn't do anything yet. Let's go forward. There's so many possibilities now, goodness. Alright. So that line is going off that way. We still can't really see where to. It does open that door on the way. Let's go ahead and take advantage. Into the secret room. I can send it back out that way. It's probably necessary. Let me try to finish in here first. Yes? Okay. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but let's try it. I just had an idea. I'll tell you guys about it later. That looks oddly suspicious. Let me just peeky peeky. Check for dead wrens. No? Nothing? Weird reference? Okay. It was a weird reference. So let's switch this back that way. I don't think I would need to do anything else. That just brought the light bulb control out. That one... we can switch back, I guess. No. We need it to carry the power through. Alright. Go forward and go down. Alright. Let's see what that gets us. Still not seeing light to this line. I cannot see where that one carries off to. And I cannot leave. Let's try going up this wall then. There it is. That must be where the line comes from that first door. No. I'm gonna not interact with that at all, moving right on past it. Okay, yeah, I could look at the mirror, that's fine. I could look and look. Apparently it doesn't need the light bulb, but there is a light bulb above it there that's a little curious. Am I supposed to collect all of them? It'd be funny if it wasn't literally my only phobia. Like, literally, anything else is fine. Throw some clowns at me. I don't care. Frickin' mannequins, though? Frickin' mannequins! So, I did that wrong in some way. That seems to be the right thing to do. No. Maybe it's just not the right thing to do. So it does look like that the power from this box goes up in there. It kind of feels like we're trying to get the power all the way over to that box as the final goal, rather than like something I need to activate before doing this. I'm not like in control. As soon as I put the light bulb in, he's just animated running away. So that doesn't seem to be the right thing to do. And yet, I'm not sure what else I would try. The only other thing that's in play that is confusing me is I don't know what this path does. That must have something to do with it. Let's check around here. Does not open that door. Can't go up either of these sides. Let's go up this side real quick. Nothing there. I didn't go up here. That's probably what I'm missing. It's hard to think of things like that. Hello, Snake. Are you going to bite me? Fatally. Yes? Huh. Nice, friendly snake. Thanks. I love you. Alright. Back up. Back down. Do I put the snake in the mirror? Doesn't make too much sense to me, but sure. Chuck a snake in the mirror. Alright, switching this. No. No snake either. No snake here. I feel like there must be some way to get past this. I must just not be hitting the right button somehow. But to be attacked by my greatest fear again is... I can't, like, get over to that side. I don't think I could switch it. Like, I know that that thing's right there. It's on this wall in front of me, but I can't switch it in the dark. That would be great. That's the last little thing I need, and then that one should lead all the way back into this machine. Here. To complete it. I have a snake, and I have a light bulb. What am I missing? Let's see what else we can interact with. Go back in here briefly. I don't really think there's anything else I can get from here. I mean, I could try plugging the snake in. I don't think that's going to be effective or wise or friendly to the snake, but I could try plugging him in. I'm really out of other ideas. Alright. So it doesn't seem like we need to go in there. It does seem like we might need the power to carry through it, though. Otherwise, we've been up there. I've now been up here. Finally. It doesn't have any other possible ways to go, and there aren't any levers on this plane to take you back or forward. Oh, what am I missing? It's sitting right in front of my face, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it very much was. Wow. Okay. So this is where that goes. This... I allowed myself to be distracted. Let me briefly explain. For some reason, I thought that when we switched this... Or rather... come on. So many facets. I thought that when we switched this... I misassumed that that was opening the door to get the snake up there. That door was just open all the time. Now, with it switched over there, it should open this door. Okay. Quick rest? No? Then we must be wicked. I've stepped on it. I seem to have no choice. And yet I'm scared. Oh. Alright, so the wires need to match up here. Which they do currently. And still. But not there. Must be where we're trying to get them to. Oh, poor snake. No. No, poor snake. You just use him as a bit of conduit, sure. He just turns into it. I love this dream. Mask. Will that prevent me from being attacked? Probably. Oh, what a great game. Okay, headed back. Now we know what we're doing. Switch it. I forgot. Oh, that's such a nice little aha moment there. I enjoy it. Alright, through the door. Through the room. Let me make sure you don't use the mask here as a staging area. This might be the trick. Yes, staging area mask. So much beta time lately. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you mean here with me? Yes, yeah. So grateful to have you. Hi, it's me. I'm one of you, and I love you all. And your faces. So much. Anyway, have a good one. Let's get out of here. Alright, jumping back. And... we're back home. Was it me? Did I startle myself because I was wearing the mask? Was I the one who was peeking through my house in the last session? Because this is that side. I wonder if I'm accidentally tormenting myself throughout these different layers of dreams. Alright, quick check to see if anything changed. There's nobody creepy waiting for me on this side. I am seeing now that there's a hole above him there, which has not been made use of yet. I'm looking forward to that. Back to bed with you, boy. Sweet dreams. All right. What is this, dream number 5 now? Probably go up that wall, and that appears to be about it. I wonder what the new switching mechanic is going to be in this dream. I am loving the reveal of all of them. Oh, you can jump. I've been wondering. Okay. What do you keep in the safe? Electrical tape. Yes, the most valuable of commodities. Skyrocketing on the NASDAQ these days, electrical tape. Oh, we're moving. I see. Okay. I was like, why is that moving? Ah, we're all moving. I hear a weird sort of growling noise coming from this car. Maybe it's just the train noise. Yeah, it's because there's a hole in the bottom. Oh, cool! We're doing the Inception hallway now. I love it. Make sure there isn't a reverse there. Sackboy! Welcome to the piano bar. I hope you're ready for some jazzy tunes. You have survived the apocalypse and power is restored. I'm so glad. Welcome back. Welcome back to the modern age of electrical convenience. I would suggest not flying a kite in a heavy thunderstorm, but apart from that, it's anything goes. Alright, I need an item. Presumably a cabinet key. The witch's cabinet key? Alright, I can't get clear onto the roof of this one. Let's look at these one at a time. Ah, now the drawer is open. That's fantastic. Octagon panel. Okay, let's try the next one over. Cabinet key, there it is. Perfect. Alright. Send me back to normality. Oh, there goes gravity. Corkscrew. That was a huge corkscrew. Let's be honest. What are you people playing at? With your huge corkscrew, exactly. So something needs to go there. I'm not sure what. And I'm not sure what configuration it should be in. So we may not be fully done with this car yet. Let me jump back to this one. Kind of feels like this was just a transitional car, just had to get past that gap. So keep the piano bar in mind. Into the engine room. Ah, it's boiling. I don't know what I would put in there. Neither of these things. None of the three. Alright. We'll come back to that. Maybe we need some coal. We'll just have to be a naughty child first. Corkscrew? Octagon panel? There! Yes, that makes sense. It's bigger than I thought. Okay. Electrical tape. Perfect. Oh, that's weird. You're moving them all at once. in a very tricky way. So how is this going to need to be exiting? That way, presumably? It's so easy to mess these up for yourself. It feels like that's kind of right, but it's a little bit rough on the connection. I'm assuming you need to use both, but maybe you only need to use one of the possible threads. I hate that you can't go back on these panels. Go all the way around. I'm not sure which of these three it should start with. It kind of feels like that one's speaking to me. But that has, oh, one possible connection. Okay. Try not to hit those other two. There. Whew. All right. We have a chest. Put my cabinet key back, you witch! Sorry, that took me so long to see. I love it. Toy piano, is that what we put back in the piano bar? Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Boiler room. Piano bar. That better be Billy Joel. Who is in the piano bar? How dare you? There it is. Quite the toy. Wow. Okay, do I need to wedge it? I'm sorry, piano. It's not quite what I intended. Wow. You ever just step out of a train into a cave sideways? You ever have that experience? Oh, if I had a nickel. I have no idea. Why would you want me to get closer to such a thing? Okay. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting. I shouldn't have eaten that dead dove. I have a corkscrew. Can I just... Sorry. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that exactly. We can come back, maybe, with better items later. That seems to be the idea. Oh, you got it! Oh, come on! No! Maybe I'm supposed to grab it. There is like a little delay there. That makes me wonder. It leads me to wonder about you, Joarama. Ah! Sometimes there isn't a gap. Sometimes there's no gap at all. Maybe it's like a matter of me going slowly. Maybe I cannot run in. Oh, it's not a matter of me going slowly. You should go as fast as you can. I'm being attacked in the face. So much want of my face. I don't know how I had a little time there for a second. So I must need another item, I'm guessing. That's just the definition of madness. Let's come back around to this. I'm hoping we'll be able to figure out what that's all about. I don't think there's any way I can get down there with it in a different configuration to, like, have her be on the roof or something. Alright, yeah, piano's gone. That makes sense. So there is dynamite. Maybe that's what we need to, like, throw in the boiler room? I'm not sure. Keep going for a bit, see what else we can find. Otherwise, we're just back to getting attacked in the cave, I guess. Oh, does he complete the circuit? He just needs to hold it? That seems very dangerous. Go all the way around this one. That's fun. And that is where the corkscrew goes. Okay. That didn't seem safe. Oh, that doesn't seem safe for children. What did that do? Ah, I see now. He has to grab it in a couple of places. Sorry, that was not the place to put my hand. Alright, sure. Let's try that. Definitely doesn't seem safe to do it a couple of times. Where is it? There we go. And then it goes down. So I'll need to be at normal configuration. Oh no, I need to be over there. Oh no! There it is. That's exactly where I need to be standing, right there. However, it kind of looks like I need to have the dynamite in place here first as well. So, we're catching it, but that's going to take me just a second. I'll be right back here. 1 second. Alright, so this is a nice little complicated, how do you do? I'm assuming we do need the dynamite at the end. In which case, how do I get that dynamite? Let's go to the other end of the train here and see what's beyond. I guess we need to be able to access one on that side. Like this. There. Alright, we still must be missing an item. And we're being attacked again. Good, good. He turns around just there. If you were curious. He does, in fact, turn around just there. It's only if I get too close, though. I love his bag of tricks. He's got some great ones. Alright, I can hide in there as well. I can grab coal. That must go in the furnace. Hide from the gentleman. There's a good lad. Maybe not right in front of the lantern next time. That's a little poorly of you. Alright, don't get too close to his back. Batman it right here. Justice. Oh, my parents. The night. Gotham. Etc. Alright, back to the furnace. I love being on a train. Especially in my dreams. Especially when that train makes 0 sense. I cannot light the coal. Okay. Where's the little matchstick girl when you need her? I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to be any transitions in that car. There might be some more in here I need to worry about. Let's check some of the odder walls for cabinets. Nope. Alright, nothing in here. Let me check back this way very briefly. It looked like it was only the coal here. Just him and the coal. I don't think there's any reason we'd have to go back there, so I must be missing something about the wheelchair resident? For lack of a better word, our blindfolded friend in the cave. Can I turn this back? I don't know why you would need to, but that is an option. I can't, like, walk on it, though. So I have no idea how I would light the coal, even if we got the dynamite from our blindfolded friend. What am I missing that would allow me to light that? I did not search this car very thoroughly. Let's take a little better search. Alright, that really is it. It just seems like you get past the whole... It's everything to do with that car. This is the end. Alright, so all we can really do is go back to the dynamite. To my mind. That will take us down. I'm not supposed to, like, lure her out, am I? I don't know how I would do that. She's faster than me. so disconcerting. I have no idea. There doesn't seem to be a slowness thing or a sound thing. It just sort of seems to be up to her when she wants to attack me. I don't really know. I might have to look this up real quick. Though I hate to chicken out on you all, I'm a little bit stumped. Let's see what we got. Do pardon. Alright. Try not to spoil it for myself. Just want the answer to this one little bit. Follow the path till you reach an enemy on a wheelchair, some sticks of dynamite. In order to grab the dynamite, you have to press the stealth key and move towards the dynamite while the enemy is looking down. Whenever it looks at you, stop moving. Got it? No more spoilers. No more spoilers. I was just missing the interaction there. Sorry. I'm not moving. Go ahead and rest. You've earned it. Yeah, you've earned it. Stealth key. That's very important. Is she looking at me? Yeah. I can't tell. It's a very subtle head nod when she's looking at you versus when she's not. All right. There we go. Old Cheatsy McGee. You know it. Alright, we have the dynamite. All I can think of is to go ahead and go blow that wall up. Maybe we'll find our matches beyond it. Hopefully so. Hopefully we know how to do that. It's just a bit of a tricky one. What with all the transitions. So, down here. Place the dynamite. That's the one I need to figure out how to get to. Let me do that real quick. Assuming I go onto this wall. Onto this. And down. Yeah, okay. That's the one I need to be much, much quicker on than I was last time. So it's there, switch, here, 2 here, goes up, 1 here, goes down. I need to go down, down, past it, back, and down. Okay. That's gonna be really tricky, but we'll figure it out. So close. When you mess it up, you have to start all over again. Those are the rules. And when you don't give it enough time... Okay. I'll be patient. I'm sorry. There's 2 on this one. Go up to the roof. And then make it all the way down. Okay, that one's gonna be so weird. Let's try this. Got it. Watch your back. Alright. Let's just get to the other side. hopefully we will find something to light our coal in car number 7. A maze! My favorite! This is amazing! Okay. Strange. Assuming we may need that down. Ah. What's that? Someone getting closer? Is that... Mm-hmm. Hello, Grandma. I don't know how to do the controls here, and we're gonna die. We're gonna die so bad. It's gonna hurt, and I'm scared. Oh, I don't like this. No, that's fair. Okay, so you have to be really good at the maze, and I'm not. Oh, I'm not at all. That does nothing now. Great. Good. Okay. Gotta be real quick. Oh man, that's just not enough time. Oh, it's not enough time at all. I love it, and I hate it so much. I don't know how you're supposed to be able to... It'll just get better. Okay. Come on. So little time. Hmm? Ah, that was the only way I really could have gotten it right there. I was closer. Okay. It's having to go all the way around through that second level that takes so long. I need to be able to, like, do that blindfolded, and then it would be fine. Okay. Come on. I think that puts us in a good position. I'd love to see what that position is. I think we've got one more. Come on. Do it. Alright, I'm gonna go sleep for a while. That wasn't cool. I loved it. Thank you. And we've got our lighter. Alright, let's get to the boiler room. Granny, you stay where you are. Had enough of your granny lip. Is that the way to say it? I'm sorry. Oh, thank you guys for the bits and the cheers. That's so kind of you. Thank you for bearing with my many failures there. It's a creepy part. Oh. Alright. Let's get into the elevator and go down on the train. That seems normal. And thank you for the gift subs. Oh, that's so kind of you. Welcome aboard to any mellow nightmares. Alright, that must be chapter 5. Back to the house. I don't know how many chapters there are here, or episodes, or dreams, or whatever we should call them. We've been at it for 90 minutes so far. Thank you for all of your time. This is amazing. Dream number 6. I'm not safe. That's my body. At least my dream body. It's my 5th dream body, but I would prefer for that to be safe. And it is not, sir. I am being tickled by the witch, even now. No, that's perfectly normal. I don't know what you mean, that would be weird. Okay, so I need to go find the legs now. Great. Oh, guys. You couldn't just hang out for 1 second so that I could get some progress? This is interesting. I haven't been paying as much attention as I should to the actual locations, the background of his dreams. It seemed to be like a house, a park, or outside a house, a subway system, something else, a train, and then now a hospital. It is interesting that he's lacking hair. Is he perhaps in a hospital? On, medications. And there are other people breathing in the hospital near him who seem frightening, especially in his mind. But they're not intending to be. That's a big one. There goes Sackboy. Is that my childhood spirit, trapped inside the hospital, wanting to play but being unable to? Due to the extensive drugs? I'm piecing it all together now. No, I've got it. Wild speculation. Alright, so there's a magnet up there. I must need to put some sort of metal object in there and move it through the maze. We have a wooden plank. I'd settle for another watch, but this is nice. Crank wheel, lever. Compass. Finally. Something that'll be useful to me. This does look like a climbable wall and goes up. Let's check it out real quick. This is a big level. Alright, magnet. Neither of those go there. This one looks a little disconnected, like I would have to swap it with pieces on the ceiling there in order to make it make sense. We'll come back around. No harm, no foul here, Potion Man. I love you. Oh, he's got telepathic abilities. I thought I could escape. He's crushed my bones. And he has the audacity to be wearing such tight pants when he does it. I don't know if I'm supposed to stay still for this part or not, but we'll try. Got a little excited last time. All right. Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Oh, secret room up here. Thought that was a spider? My mind was fully committed to the idea of that being a spider. Secret item. Finally. I think I probably should have found a lot more of those. That must be one of those secret collectibles we were musing about. Good. I found one of them at least. That's what second playthroughs are for. I'm sure there's like a million of those little one-off walls you can climb on that I'm missing. Alright, so what is it that we got? The strange key. I think there's a place for that back here. Somewhere. We never did do the crank of the lever. I mean, I guess we could try them here. Not entirely sure. I'm assuming you want to get into that gated door at some point. What does this do? Opens the gated door? Sure. Alright, so do that. And then do this, perhaps? Yes. I don't even know what to call you. I've never seen anything like that. Wow. That's deeply unnerving. Try to get past it. Hank. 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 All right. Compass? Magnet? Nope. Just in case. Oh, strange key does go in. I wasn't expecting it. Okay. How do I know what it's supposed to be on? Must be a matter of teeth configuration? I'm not entirely sure. You're getting a little close with your honking there. Do you mind? With your honking? Okay, I don't know quite what I'm supposed to do. So maybe I need to use it in the other place first, and then, like, drag that configuration over here? There doesn't seem to be anything to go off of. But we'll keep trying. Seems a shame to have to make it all the way back here, but oh well. That's just the one guy in the hospital who sneezes a lot. It's not his fault. Alright, so I need to switch this. I can probably just go back. We'll leave it like that for now. Try the strange key here. This one obviously, like, has a configuration. I would think. Maybe that is the configuration. Then I have to put it in the configurator and do that, and then I can put it in here. That sounds like a lot of work, but it's the only idea I have, so let's try it. This guy takes his sweet, sweet time, too. Not necessarily a quick thing to slip back here. Alright. Now we just wait. Just wait in the symphony of blampings. You love this monster. Not even gonna lie. It's pretty amazing. I've never seen anything quite like it. Alright, so if we were to follow that configuration, it would be these to the side, these up, like that. I would think it is configured correctly. Just wait till we see his little horn go by. Let's get close. There. So close. Hank, yep, we got it. Alright, so can I go all the way past to this one? I think so. As long as I don't get too close. Goodbye. It was nice to meet you. Alright, let's see if this configuration works. If not, I shall lament it greatly. You genius. Look at you go. It's dusty. What is this? Compass? Ah. Yes. Big old compass. Alright. We've got power. If not direction in our lives. Seems to be about the only one that connects. Now I need to get to that wheel. How do I get to that wheel? All these in place so that we can go back to frontsies. Frontsies, backsies. This one doesn't have a thing, it just has a wheelchair? I've had bad experiences in the past. Okay, so that one doesn't need one, I guess. It just needs to be correctly lined up for that. Seems like the only way. Alright. Now line this one up to that one. Probably there. Two potential options. Okay, let's see what this one has to be. Looks like secondary is the one we're looking for. Alright. There we go. So that one would take it to the roof. This one keeps it on the floor. What do we need? Roof. Yeah. like it. Alright. Oh, one more. Now let go. There. Roof. Alright. The morgue. Child, what are you doing in the morgue? Don't you know you're not allowed down here? 2 children in the morgue? Well, that's double the comeuppance. Alright, I got a single leg. I think I need another one still. The old 2-leg combo. I hope I'm done with this whole section, though. Well, if you say so. Alright, so do I take the key back? I can, seemingly. There must be somewhere else to put it, which means a different configuration to put it in. Just see if I can get rid of one of these legs. Perfect. Alright, back for another. So, magnet puzzle seems to be what I'm looking for. Let's grab that back out. I think it's this way. There's our steel ball. Do I need to, like, hit all the power balls, or am I just trying to get it to the end? I wonder. Yeah, I do need to hit all of them on the way. Okay. I understand now. That's a different puzzle than I thought. Sure, let's take it all the way back. Alright, so I can't have it hit these, like, more than once, I guess is the problem. So that one's on now. Now it's off. Perfect. Alright, we're getting there. There. Alright. We've got a switch, and we've got to pull it. But why? Why would you lock me in here like such? I'm so scared and alone. I'm just a young boy. And now I'm completely screwed. Where would I put that screw? Peek down here again to refresh my memory. Oh, it's you. So that's where we can configure that thing. We don't know where we need it configured yet. Past here. Nothing past here. Sure. That can be undone, which I'm assuming allows you to walk it, but why? So let's just keep this ready for further configurations in the future. I can't think of anywhere that I need to put the screw. There doesn't seem to be anything else back here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss a wall. I definitely didn't break this wood. That's kind of what I was expecting, was that lantern would fall through the wood. I can't go up that side. Alright. You're very hungry, and it's disturbing to have the desire to eat while I'm finding missing limbs, severed legs, and such. Let me just... There wasn't anything past that. The only other place to go is back here. Let me put this back in place. Make sure we didn't miss anything back here. I don't know why they allow you to turn that off. Doesn't make too much sense to me. Doesn't seem like you used the screw in here. That just seems like end-of-the-line leg time. So, I think we're pretty clear. Like, the fact that you can turn it off makes me think you should be able to get your compass back, is the only thing that's a tease about it. Alright. Looking back at the entrance real quick. And then I'm assuming it's a matter of like a wall I've failed to climb. I'll look around for some of those. Yeah, nothing I would need to use the screw on out here. Actually, let me double check that far wall. I don't think it was flat. I want to make sure I can't climb it. Yes, good. Alright. We'll figure it out. Check back here. 'Cause maybe I'm forgetting an interactable spot. It would be very tragic if this was in fact the rather frightening way a hospital appears to a young boy who's going through chemotherapy or something. So yeah, this just configures that, and I wouldn't know how to configure it yet. We haven't found a second place to put the strange key. Must be missing a wall. Try to find where I can go up. Just make sure it's not back here. This might be the spot, yes. Perfect. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's see. Start over here. So does this one not? The middle section does not move? Something must drop down to move through this channel. Maybe I'm supposed to put something in? Not sure. doesn't really seem to connect tremendously well if the middle section doesn't move ever. Let's try... Maybe it's not one line of connection, but something you have to do a couple of passes on? Like, can I move this screw through the channel? No? No channel movement. Well, okay. I also can't walk onto that wall, but maybe I can if I move the bookcase out of the way somehow? Doesn't look like it can be out of the way. Also looks like it might be a doorway beyond the bookcase. Okay. So if you can't move this through the channel, what are we actually trying to do here? Gravity? Eh? Do you wanna... No gravity? Okay. I don't know, like, how to, move it. What the thing is here. And I don't think I have any way of getting onto these other walls to get a better look at things. Oh, is that... I'm probably completely missing that when this is in a proper position, this moves the... Yeah. Okay, there we go. So sorry. Moving parts. Okay, put it in a little sanctuary. Sure. Problem is you can't see where it is when it's behind you like that, so there are no ways to get it out unless that is a way to get it out. Which I'm assuming it is not. So that must not be quite right. Let's move it back here. And then I'm assuming we need one of these. Presumably that one. Alright. Probably. Yeah. Probably. That goes to the roof. Getting somewhere now. All right. Do I want it upper or lower? Upper. All right. There goes that bookcase. And there's our configuration. Alright, so all in a straight line, one dot at either end. Let's go configure it to match. I think we're finally getting somewhere. Thank you for bearing with me here. We'll get past our hanky friend one more time. Oh, he's so hanky. That would be down, right? I don't know how you're supposed to remember these things, but thanks, brain. Rummaging in your kitchen to see if there's something edible and you found fresh raspberries? My goodness. That sounds amazing. honk on by. I've got places to be. Honkington the First, as he is so dubbed. Sir Honkington Two Bombs the First. Alright, so 1 dot on that side. 1 dot on that side. That's fine. I'll wait. I was hoping I could steal that second one, but no. Oh, but no. Bye for now. It's good to see you. Again. Honkington. Okay, do I need to go this way? I think I do. Hard to remember, but I think I do. All the way through and... lament! Gorgeous. Now I just need to be upside down. Well, if you say so. I'm not quite sure how to get upside down. If I can't... Ah, that does it. Genius. All right. Hello, leg. You silly goose. Get over here. Alright, we got the whole set. Back to the elevator now. I hope I don't get chased by some terrible, horrible, terrible... This game is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm really having a good time with it. It's not too, like, obscure or difficult either. I say as I get attacked and trapped in here with the alchemist in his tight, tight leather pants. Doink! Onward! Quick march. This is great. I'm assuming that might mean we're close to the end of... Is this Dream 6? You ever have one of those dreams? You're in an elevator full of legs and you start plummeting to the earth? Okay. Are you alive, boy? Just barely. Just a little bit. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! Oh no, 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 no! Okay, she's dead. She's definitely dead now. It's fine. She died in the rock slide. Sackboy is alive and well. Oh! Yeah, I should have guessed. Oh, Nana! Why? If you fail at the game, they bring Nana back. That's the consequence. Run! Run, boy! Oh, keep running, boy. All the way back to Nana. I thought it was just gonna be that one. Oh, gee, your poor little fragile bones. Daniels! Oh, I got flint-locked. Alright, not quite that far. We're learning. There's a limit. There's lines you do not cross, or else you get flint-locked. It's good to know. I'm bringing this whole place down. Hope you are all ready to die. I certainly am. Please stop shooting me in the butt. That's where I keep important meats. Why are they so well armed? What is it about my subconscious that leads them to be so well armed? And legged. Nana, you know, I like seeing you, your family to me. I'll wait next time. I understand. Where was it? Oh, she almost touched me. She almost touched my scalp. Ah. And she's quite strong. What kind of drugs are they giving you at the hospital, Nana? Okay. Don't touch me. Don't you... Nana, you've had yours. You've had your spinach, clearly. Wheaties. Go back again. It's a little bit of a tricky one. Nana's favorite, quick and easy. Oh, very little starch. I'm not seeing a better plan here. I guess that's it. Okay. Does seem like I need to go back. That's the only thing I can think to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, obviously. Whew. That freaked me out. It's all coming together now. Yikes. More flintlocks. This is quite the sequence. Boy, nice of you to be here at the end. I do appreciate that. No idea what his story is, or what he's supposed to represent. Big door. St. Peter, I demand entrance. That seemed to work. Are these... How pearly are your gates? On a scale of 1 to quite pearly. I'm just now realizing I have to push him forward. I'm sorry. I thought it was a cutscene. After all that work, I thought you'd finally let me take a rest at the door. But that's fine. I just got an achievement called Awaken. It says finished the game. Did I? Have I awoken? I still feel uncomfortably lucid. That was amazing, though. Like, I loved that game. All the different dimensional shifts, and that they're all unique. It's like the same concept throughout, but they give you something different with it every single time. And then they keep letting you play with the original building blocks. I really liked that. I don't think I quite catch the symbolism, though it does seem fairly obvious to me that he was in a hospital undergoing some sort of treatment, and perhaps frightened of the other patients and of the concept of death, as we all are at all times, and especially at the hospital. So there could certainly be a deeper meaning in play that I've failed to catch, but I really, really liked that. The whole feel of it. Thank you guys for your 2 hours here. 131 minutes of sweet, dark, almost black and white playtime. Not quite, but almost. And thank you all for your hard work. I don't mean to diminish that work in any way by skipping it, but I'm going to start pressing buttons, and we'll see what happens. Thank you. I adored that. Let's check the chapters list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. Extra levels. The tower and the crypt. Are these like DLC goodies? Progress in the current chapter will be lost. I think I'm okay with that. Considering there is no continue option. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at these. The tower. Ooh. Explosive. I found a head. That's how you get ahead in life. Now we're upside down. There's bridge. And we'll go right side up. Gotcha. Alright. Severed head. Put it in the wheel. Grind his head beneath the wheel. Let him suffer. Well, that just runs and runs. Any old direction you like. Must need to put something in it. Yeah. Alright, so we're looking for 5 total heads. Oh no. I'm sorry, sir. I feel like a villain now. But I also really enjoyed it somehow. Is that normal? I don't think that's normal. Alright, we have a belt. Maybe that goes in here. Yes, it does. Big belt. Goodness. Okay, take this a floor at a time. Just need to drop something from above. On floor 3, perhaps. Back to the innards. Alright, so assuming that would get me past a blockage in the real world. Yes, it will. I'll happily take it. Open that blockage, and... what does that give me the ability to do? I'm not entirely sure. Is there any place where I can... it seems like that opens the door above me when we're in the other world. Keep that in mind. Can I get onto the roof from here? Yes. Alright. Need an item that I seemingly do not possess. Okay, fair enough. We'll come back. Up to floor 3. And the secrets it holds. Break it. Break it with your face. No? Okay, they do look quite thick. I think you're in the right here to make that decision. Need to have something to plug this into. Presumably a small power source. But there's head number 2. All gushy and fresh. Mmm. I assume that's where I would drop something onto the button below. You'd think you could get in there. Okay. So I would think I have to drag and place something there. Just check above. Wrought iron again. Never going to get away from it. Despite my best attempts. There's another head. I don't know how to get into that one. Unless it's in that position. Maybe I have to do that one first. But then I can't get out of there without activating that one. Okay, sure. Take it back to 1 here. We'll start here. There. Alright, we have 3 heads. 2 more to find. We have a wheel as well. Continuing up. Lever. Classic, get it to the other side. In sequence puzzle. Oh. Oh. You know how much I just love these. This is like probably my least favorite kind of puzzle ever since I was a child, just because they were in every game in the 90s, like literally every single puzzle game had this puzzle to do. It's all fine. I mean, it's a good kind of puzzle. It's just, oh. Probably a way to do this in fewer moves. I need those, yeah. Let's do this. I need this all the way over here. It's very smooth one, though. I really appreciate it. Usually it's the animation transition between pieces that takes so long. Thank you. Hold your applause. You have a whole Queen of Hearts situation, don't you? Yes. Or with off with their heads. I have a whole pocket full of the Queen of Hearts situation. Why? Tell me why. I have literally no idea why you would need to do that. I'm sure it will become clear to us. Alright, we have Eyeball and Ankh. With 1 missing, seemingly. Alright. So I have a Celtic knot up there. Seems to start with a key. The key panel must be the one we're missing. There's a key. So are we missing skull? Key, onk. Yeah, we're missing skull. Need that one before we can really finish this. And I cannot get across there, fair enough. Let's go in here. Okay. So, keep looking for that. I don't know what to do about that gate, but I'll keep it in mind. 5th level is the top level. So let's try to go find a place to use our wheel here. Hopefully it will reveal to us a skull piece. Thank you for bearing with me a little bit longer here. I didn't know this had a little DLC. This is great. Even better. Ah, is that the wrought iron gate? So like if I raise it at the top, I can go through here if I'm quick enough? Let's see if that's the case. Just barely. Way to go, Indiana Jones. Good for you. Extension cord. Perfect. That we can plug into that plug we found. You know, there's other words for it, but plug. That's the only one I can think of. It might have been up there. Let's check. Alright. Extension cord. That didn't seem to... Do you carry the extension cord forward? It's still not plugged into anything, so I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. Why did you even let me use it? Because now I can't interact with it again. I have no idea why you would need just an extension cord and then nothing. Maybe there's a car battery or something. Ah, or maybe this has something to do with it? Give me. Maybe there's just 2 extension cords. That would make a certain sense. We'll come back around. Alright, where do I put this wheel? I cannot just drop items to say fall onto the button below here. Let's take another look at this. Aha, wheel. That works. And there's our skull button. Perfect. Okay. I see the wheel above me now. I'm assuming it's just opened inward that way. I don't think we can grab it again. Let's flip this around. And head back up to 5. This should be pretty easily doable now. So, it was Key Onk I Skull Knot. Key Onk I. Key. Honk. Eye. Skull. Huh. Hooray. Should we go in right side up? No, that's boring. Another extension cord. Lovely. That should let us get back here. I guess I do need to flip us around. Alright, so where was that? Where was that extension cord? Not here. Not I, said the field weasel. Shifty look in his eyes. There. Alright, what do we got? Oh good, a math puzzle. Definitely my favorite. So what am I trying to discern? Trying to open them all, I assume. That was complete and utter dumb luck, I promise. But hooray! Did you get something? Can't tell what's happening to it back there. But let's see if it just needs to be at the far end. We'll go this way. I see it in there. And that is what we would drop. Alright, there is a track. Let's see if we can take it this way. That's probably what I'm missing. There! Alright. Drop it. Perfect. Alright, get down on the button, you. And we'll join it. And we're free. You want my head. My head is the fifth head. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm genuinely not sure how I feel about that. Alright, let me put the other ones in first then. Where are the heads? Alright. You guys are crazy. I thought you were going to give me a fifth head. This is not the kind of customer service I expected. I'm sorry, young boy. I really appreciate your sacrifice here. Yeah, that's the thing. How you feeling? Yeah, just about the same. I'll just get that fifth head there. Alright. I'm agape. This is fantastic. I love it. Not how I expected this puzzle to go. Would you like a blindfold? I feel like you're being left out. Yikes. Alright. Is this the house? Have we come back? I love it. Wow. Okay. The crypt. We'll try to speed through this real quick. I'm having such a good time. Ah, I'm still missing my head. I love it. Okay. Rather strange. D-pad styled elevator. And it only goes to 2 places. Very complicated. All right. Those statues are definitely following me. Definitely following me. Oh, nice. Move it aside. I'd like to stumble headlessly. Okay. Now I'm just the head. I'm not done yet. Just let that roll on by. Easy peasy and This is fantastic. I'm really, really impressed. Okay. Go on through. Some sort of massive puzzle sequence. Go this way. Okay? If you say so. Oh, do I need to get them all, like, in a certain order without repeating? It seems like they're undoing themselves now. Maybe just within a certain time. Not entirely sure what the deal is. So I need to have a path through this that I can navigate quickly enough to get all 3 within like 10 seconds or so. I have no such path. Go down. There. Okay. Put our head in another hole we can climb through. Let's get our head first. Don't want to lose it. Alright. Roll on by. Oh, you can even run with your head. That's fantastic. Roll faster. Okay, don't necessarily want to go any further than that. Let's see if that's where we need it. I don't know what this actually did. Maybe it just holds the gate. Yeah, okay. So we can roll your head because the gate is held. Perfect. Is there a reason just the middle of those 5 pillars is missing? Is this a hint? Tell me now. If a hint it be. Stay down here for just a second. Doesn't really look like I need to bring my head through here, though. Alright, is this like another lock-picking kind of thing? So it's... Ooh. Okay. So after they're open, you can't push them up anymore. That's great. I'm not entirely sure what I'm trying to do still, though. So it looks like some of these can't be opened, like they can't be raised high enough. Okay. I really don't know what I'm doing here. That's about as low as that one can go. I don't know what makes them open. That one was not very close to its roof indicator, whatever that means. Interesting. Let me check up here and just make sure I'm not missing like an important piece of this. We can keep messing around with it, but I'm not sure what I'm doing at the moment. Looks like the head can go through there. Give me just 1 second, I'll be right back here. Alright, so sorry. Let's figure this out. There's another head chamber, good, so we can roll our head the other way. Don't know what these do. Interesting. I'm going to assume that's necessary. Leave my head there. I see a symbol on the roof up there. We must have to get gravity switched somehow. Maybe that we need our head before that point. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, let me try taking this down. It does allow it to come further down, so I must need to make it so that though the caskets cannot rise past a certain level, they still all need to meet their highest indicator point. And I just need to lower the other ones. So this one can be pretty good and low. That's going to be the highest, and this is going to be the highest. Doesn't need to be tremendously small. I think that's as high as it gets. I think this is finally starting to make some sense. the one that's stopping them right now. Alright, so that one needs to go up. That one needs to go up. And the middle one needs to go up. It also looks like this casket needs to raise by one, but I don't think it can. And so that's weird. Oh, hello, Graham. How's life? Oh, just hanging out. Trying to remember all my polar bear facts. So nice to see you there. Hello, hello. Alright. I don't think it needs to be down by that much. That's the one we're missing. Alright, so I need to raise one up. Which one would that be? There. There. Now it's that one. But I need to raise it first. Who needs to go up? You'd think I'd be better at remembering this by now. That one definitely needs to go up. And I'm still not remembering. That one does need to go down. Oh, we're getting very close. That one goes up. I made that a little more complicated for myself than it should be, but it's fine. Alright, so yeah, we might need to go grab our head here to bring it back down the elevator if we need it for this puzzle, which it looks like we do. Let's go retrieve it. Dear sweet head, where are you? Pal of mine. Oh, I'm so sorry the stream cut out for a second for you. Okay, put this back on the elevator. Do let me know if it continues to be a problem. Alright, all the way through to the head hole. And come join me, won't you? I love this game. This is quickly becoming a favorite of mine. Okay, so maybe I need to activate the button first. Does seem to be the case. I'll just leave my head there for now. That's fine. Interesting. Okay. So which one is nearest? I might be able to get the skull out of the way first. Then the Ankh, then key, then eye. Maybe? So how do these actually work? Well, I'm gonna make this complicated on myself too. Great. Just great. Alright, Ankh will go out there. Let's try that. Now the key's in the way. I don't want the Ankh on that side of the key. I can't get past it. That's such a shame. If there was a wall section here, you'd have more options, but... Alright, so this is going to be a little bit more random than I'd like. Let's just try to remember between our two available options, which one will serve us better. Taking it this way... We'll get the key out of the way. Let's try that. Take the Ankh down. Yeah. Ankh is in place. I kind of hope it doesn't move now. That would be ideal. Not entirely sure yet. This should tell us. Alright, looks like it's locked in place. Good. So, I need to get that to a position where it will naturally fall halfway down. Does that require all three pieces? Certainly not. I just need two in that corner. No idea how to get them there. Alright, go back over here. I'm just making no progress. Alright. Moving it back and forth. I think I'm stuck at a place where it will just continue to move them to those three locations. As I cannot get around to change it. Here we go. That'll change it. Okay, so that's where I need the skull. That's exactly where I need the skull. Oh, it would be so nice if those pieces were switched. This should hold steady. Now I just push the eye in place. And... there we go. That took way longer than it should have. Alright, can't move either of those directions. Let's try to take it all the way around. If I could just get up that wall. Again. Oh, if I could just get up that wall. Seeing the question there, thank you for the point out. Have you played any New Blood games, like Dusk or something? I don't think so. Just ended up playing the demo of Gloomwood, and I think you would have a lot of fun. I don't think I've even heard of whatever that is. I'm so sorry. But I'm very interested. Okay, so if I could just move it there, we'd be done. I cannot do that. So what is the secret here? I don't think there's, like, any other options. And I don't think I can reset the puzzle either, so it's a little confusing at this point. There has to be some way for me to get my head to that panel without having to go through the other four. And I don't know what that would be. I can't just, like, grab it, presumably. Oh, you can put the wall segment back! Okay. That will help immensely. The puzzle is not solvable until you put the wall segment back. Good, good. Go down here. That's an easy answer. I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's not a matter of complicated geometry. Alright. So, I will eventually need my head back on the ground. Let's put it here. Grab the wall segment. Take this back to the elevator. Assuming I can't get it past here. Yes, shouldn't be able to. So I won't need it in that room. We'll just sit it back here. Thank you very much. Moving on. Lever. Alright, headed back up. Headed. And where do I put said lever? I don't think that opens the door. The lever probably opens the door. Let's check briefly down here. We may need our head for this. Was there a lever slot? Somewhere back here. Hello, sir. I don't think so. I'm not sure how far back they might be requiring that we go. I may as well check all the way back while we're here. There are no interactable levers that I remember. And I would need my head for that. Alright. That looks like our next point. Let's go grab our head. This cathedral or whatever it is up here with all the candles does seem like the end area. So I should have known. I'll take this all the way back to the elevator. Grab our head from here. And down. It's actually impressive to me how well they designed this. It seems like it would be such a nightmare to keep track of all the locations, but it's kind of just like any other game world. You're like, yep, go down that hallway to get there. And it's just impressive how quickly you start to pick up on the mechanics. Good game design. Good game design. That's where I stop. The bridge is not yet in place for my little noggin. Let's do so. Alright. Go for it, noggin. Noggins first. Now me. I haven't been down here in a minute. Is this where the lever goes? I'll have to keep that in mind too. I completely forgot about that gate. So, the question is, can my head even go here? It might not be able to get past this pot. Yeah, that's weird, because it kind of seems like I obviously need my head down there, doesn't it? Let me take another look and see if I've misunderstood. So I cannot get my head past here, but this kind of appears to be an area where only my head can pass through this small gap. No way to get it down here, so that's clearly not the case. Well, there goes my idea for progress. It was the only one I got. Interesting. So how do I get down to here? Nope, can't break it. Alright, that's fine. We'll leave our head on the elevator, where I'm sure we'll need it next. If we find some way to bring it around, great. If not, oh well. Let me try going down this way. I'm not sure if I ever did. Seems like a bit of a new path. Actually, my head might be able to go on gravity like that. That's not the way to say it. I think this is probably the way to get it around. I just have to take it the long way. I always forget that your head can also do this. And I never give it enough credit. Woo! That's the way. Alright. Unlocked something here. I don't know if I should leave my head in there or bring it all the way back around. We'll bring it all the way back around, just in case. So, how do I get to that door? Is it the one... I think it is. Is it this one? No, it's not that gate that just opened. Somewhere over here. As far as I can tell, it is on this side. Let me know if you're seeing issues, though. Alright, that must be it. I think that's what just opened above me. So if I can get to the other side of this... That's an interesting question. Can I get to the other side of this and go down? I don't know that I can. Because I would need to be on this platform to move it to the other side so that I can go down right here. This is where I need to be. Maybe it's head only? That would be kind of weird, but let's try it. Because I can hit the controls. My head cannot hit the controls, so that leaves me with only one possibility. I need to have it on the other side. I think there's one on the other side. Just went to the wrong one. Yes. Alright. Just gonna put my head here. Use my body for the controls. And go to this head hole. Now I should be able to go down. Ah, but I cannot get in there. I wonder if he can. Usually, your head and your body can do the same gravity switches. So I would think not. And that's weird. Alright, I'm genuinely not sure how to get down there then. Because I don't think there's any way to get the platform on this side and have my body over there. I guess this'll work. Perfect. Wasn't thinking fourth dimensionally. Alright, does that bring my head down as well? It should. How is it seeming over there? It's still having lag issues, or are we stable? Thank you very much for the warning. Okay, maybe... need to keep it on there. Let's see what our other interactables are. Seem to be missing an item. And it It's not a situation where I would say need to have my head up there. I'm just missing one of these panels, so I can't solve it. Where would that panel be? I don't know what any of this does yet. We haven't been able to start solving any of it. No foothold. This is a spot where I may be able to do something weird. Let's see if my head can hit this button if I put in the wall segment. That wall segment I'm finding to be the trickiest thing of all. I think I can grab it back from here. So glad. Okay, where do I need it? Just on top? I think so. Go up. The wall segment in place. This should be able to get to the ceiling and hit that button. Thanks, wall segment. Alright. Unlocked. Perfect. That way's good. We have a button here. Well, that looks complicated. Okay. Let's try it a little different. There's only 4 possibilities. Can I replay this? Let's see if the clue goes again. It should be pretty easy to work out musically, but my ears, you see. Ding, 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 ding. Ding. That's what it sounds like to me. Alright, so which is the second? Or the third note, rather? Almost seems like there's a delay between that third note, doesn't it? Like a ding ding, ding dong. But then that puts it doubled up. There's like quite a delay between the third and the fourth one, and I can't quite seem to fix it. this just needs to be one back, maybe? That doesn't seem quite right, because then it's overlapping. So it's clearly in the first position for this one. Because the first note is green. So that is the correct position there. Is not the correct position for the third one. Let's just shift it one back. Do this programmatically instead of with musical talent. So nice to see you as well. Thanks for stopping by. And thank you for the luck. I will definitely need it. Alright, did both of those green? I totally missed it, so sorry. No, it did not. Okay. So this needs an overlap. I'm sure we've already tried it in this position. Those are so close together. This is the one puzzle that's going to derail us completely. It's like really close. It's only missing 2 notes now, something like that. But how can it be missing both of those notes when they're both overlaps? It seems too quick. It's like it feels like it has to be here. That head hole is very tempting every time. Feels like on that 4th slot, those 2 overlapping notes, one of them's correct and one of them's wrong. And it's like, how can I move it when the first 2 notes are correct? There's so few possibilities. Like, if I had just gone through and tried it every different way, we'd probably be done by now. Alright, that's very wrong. That's the wrongest I've been in a while. It feels like when your head does it, it goes small, small, medium. Let's check. Nope, and that one I actually wanted this time. Small, small, medium, large. Let's just try to run off of that. Small, small, medium, large. Would be like the first sequence, I would say, visually. However, once again, I'm positive we've tried it this way. Doesn't like the medium. It's like, that's why I think there's a delay there. But then if you add that delay, it says that the 4th note of the first line is wrong. Like, oh no, how dare you cross it over with that medium note. Like, that sounds like what it's doing to me is small, small, weight, medium. I can't make the small weight any more than that. Tricky. There's maybe another one I have to just cheat for because it's been going on for a while now. I do apologize. I hate to do that, but I don't want to waste your guys' time here. I'm just going to search Crypt Bell Darq. Crypt Bell Darq. What do you got for me? I don't want a video. I don't... Ew, I don't want a video. Get out of here. Just show me the Yeah, just the... Alright, I'm gonna have to search in this page. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm so sorry for this. Alright. Do you actually have to move it while it's going? Is that why I'm doing so poorly at this? You have to start it and then... Yep. Okay, that sucks. That makes it way more complicated, and I'm glad we're looking it up. Alright, so it says on the second chime. Oh, I'm gonna need to do this in such a weird way. I think I need my head up there. I hate that you have to move it while it's going. That's like my least favorite kind of puzzle. At first, you thought I was going to rage quit and leave you. Oh no. Certainly not. So I'm just trying to make sure what the starting position needs to be. I'm not quite sure what the starting position needs to be. So after the second chime, move the top bar right 1. After the 5th chime, move the top bar left 1. So it just goes forward and back. On the 8th chime, move the bottom bar left 1. But how do they start? It's like, that's very helpful. Those are exactly the instructions I need, but where... What is the starting position? This is silly. Okay. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3... And 1, 2, 3. There we go. I think it starts there. So, second chime, move it. 5th chime, move it back. 8th chime, left 1. Okay. Let's try this. Thank you for bearing with me. This is such an interesting one. That was it. It was exactly it, but I didn't get the bottom one moved in time. One more try. Whew. So sorry to have to look that one up. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Alright. Grabbing the key. I'm having a hard time remembering where there was a keyhole. Maybe it's in here. Let's grab this wall segment. Going to need our friend. Going to need our friend back. Actually, he's stuck up there. If I take the wall segment, that's stupid. Put it back. Alright, now let's bring him down. Finally getting there. So sorry. Alright. Grab that out, roll him back in so it turns off the lights. Though I don't really want to do that, I'm assuming it's part of it. Maybe that protects me in some way. Certainly doesn't feel like it. We've got a crypt. Or a coffin, rather. We need a second skull key. Strange. Alright. So I'm assuming I get, like, attacked in here if there isn't a head on that button. I'm not sure exactly. So, where am I missing a puzzle? One skull key was there. Where is the other skull key? We got something out of there. I don't quite remember. The lever, maybe? I don't think we need to do it again. Let me check down in this room. We're still missing this wall panel, yeah. So we have 2 puzzles. I'm not entirely sure how to start. Sweet, sweet crypt, giving us a run for our money. I appreciate that. I appreciate a wild ramp up in difficulty. That's nice. Alright, we're still trying to get in there as well. So there's like 3 potential puzzles I am missing. I think this was just the way to roll that. No, we never did roll the head this way, did we? Because it can't go past that jar. So it's like that's also potentially a puzzle, a 4th puzzle. I don't know where that lines up to. I don't think there's anything more to do there. I don't know where I'm supposed to have my head at this point. That seems to be the key that I'm missing, is where in the bally hell do I put my noggin? I am curious. I'm just going to remove my head and then see what happens if I step in there. It's like, what's the purpose of this? You get attacked by masky crypt monsters. And they're like, where's your head, you naughty young man? Fair enough. Okay, yeah, so don't go in there when the lights are on. Good, good. The skull key should still be in there. It shouldn't have backed me up that far. What else am I missing? Try to find the other skull key on this page while I have it up. And where is this? These instructions are like incredibly arcane and obscure, what with all the different things it's possible to do. I'm missing a couple of items. I'm so sorry for the long delay here. And the problem is, there's like two collectible items here that I don't really care about, and most of the walkthrough is centered on ensuring that you get those items, and it's very, very complicated to get. And I'm like, but how do you just get out for the first time player, for the, for the me? How do you just get out? There's a speed run for this level too, like an achievement to complete it all in less than 12 minutes, which is very complicated. I've done the coffin puzzle. What I haven't done is this, but I don't know where to start it. I am missing an item that is called the scratched coin. And that is what I just cannot seem to find here. Let's take my head with me. It's going to be important. I am so sorry. I was just hoping to, finish off this last level. This is now taking us about as long as the rest of the game, just to complete the crypt. And has not been a quick cleanup action as I had hoped. Alright, I got the lever from that. There is no other place to put my head. Take this down here for a quick peek. I don't know if this is what it means by the scratched coin. Is the scratched coin the piece that fits into here? I don't even know what the scratched coin would be otherwise. There's a little door there that's like, yeah, put your head through the cabinet, but you cannot open it. You cannot pick up your head and place it in that wall slot, though that would also seem like a really good idea. Let's get our body down there and peek. I just need a foothold in any one of these, really. Any old one would be great. I only have the wall segment to work with. And so sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat in ages. Hi. How are you guys? I'm glad you're enjoying hanging out. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to try a different walkthrough, a better phrased walkthrough, perhaps. On the random hopes that this is possible to perform. Alright, the crypt. Tell me more. Why just the videos? I don't understand the purpose of a video walkthrough. How in the hell is that helpful when you're stuck on a specific piece that you now need to search through a 12-minute video to find? Just show me in text form so that I can track it. So that I know where I am in the narrative. I cannot find a workable text walkthrough for this. And frankly, it's beginning to make me feel a bit foolish. Okay. This doesn't have the DLC sections, full stop. It's a walkthrough that only continues until the end of Chapter 7. So I'm not having much luck with that. I am so sorry. I don't know how to complete this game. At this point, I'm completely stumped. I know that there is a coin somewhere. I don't know where in the hell it is. This was how we opened that door. We took the head in there, went all the way around. We shouldn't have to go back to that. I have no idea how to get past this thing back here because I cannot get my head past the jar. Like, there's obviously something down here that is worthwhile to pursue. I cannot get my head past the jar. And there's no other way to do anything down here. There's no interactables. I am very confused. And we're in one of those situations now where it's not like I can come back later and restart the crypt as a separate episode after having 7 chapters and a DLC section contained in this one little session. Did you find it? That would be great. I am willing to accept all the help I can get at this point. I am very confused as to what would give me any progress, any new item. I'm sure I just have to put my head through a hole somewhere that I'm not seeing. Speaking of which, let me just grab that back to this elevator. Should be fine. It's not a situation, this is something I haven't considered before, where you would have to, like, put the head on the side of the elevator and then ride it up to reach a new area? Is that completely crazy? I would hope so, because that's much too complicated. Ah, yes, that is the walkthrough I was looking at. I do appreciate it. That's the only one I could find in text form that included the DLCs, but I cannot understand what they're trying to tell me in this one. This is the one I was hoping for a little better wording on, but it seems to be our only option. I'm assuming this is what it means by... It must be on the other side, so sorry. I'm trying to find my way in the text walkthrough here. I'm assuming this is what it means by scissors puzzle? Are those scissors on the roof, which is a very weird thing to call it because the puzzle has nothing to do with scissors. So that's the scissors puzzle. All right. And, this is not any fun to watch, I'm afraid. And I do apologize. I would love to be able to get through this. However, I just need to calm down at this point, as I'm getting a little sad about it. What do I need to search for in this text walkthrough to try to find my way? Skull key. Show me. Show me now. So it's like this is why I'm having trouble. It's like I can see the skull key. This is the skull key I do not have. It says, use the red button, then quickly use the hole in the floor to start the puzzle. You call the floor buttons 1 through 4 and roll the head on them this many times. 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 4, 2. Now when the skull is on the 4th, begin the next. It's like, is that this puzzle? It sounds so complicated. It has to be this puzzle. And they're just numbering them 1 through 4. So it's like, okay, use the red button. Was there a red button in here? Maybe that came up from the middle of the floor? And then roll the head on the buttons. The cabinet door will open. Roll right near where the lift will be, and as the body, go right and pick up the skull key. It's like, I cannot... I don't know what you mean. I don't know what room you're even talking about. I don't know why I've managed to get so lost. Because it's definitely not this puzzle it's talking about. This is the other skull key puzzle. There's nothing else to do there. That will kill me. I need the skull key first. It's definitely down here somewhere. I don't have the item that seems to be required for this. Are these buttons? Like those octagonal panels above? Could they be considered the 1 through 4 buttons? If so, I'm just... Let's try this. My head is on here. We'll go this way. Climb in here. I have not been this stuck on something in a long, long time. So thank you for bearing with me. And I do apologize to be so frazzled. I'm driving the magic school bus over here. So yeah, we did roll past this. We unlocked that gate with that button. These do not seem to be buttons, numbered 1 through 4 or otherwise, and you can go no further there. So it's like, I don't think we're missing anything on this side. We don't have whatever item it is that needs to go in that circular missing thing. I'm guessing that has to be the scratched coin they're talking about, but I really don't know. That doesn't lead anywhere, and I've never been able to unlock it. Like, clearly that's a puzzle we need to solve. I don't know how to get down there. Let me continue the head this way. Do I need tissues? I hope not. I hope I'm okay. Is it sounding weird? So it's like, yeah, I cannot get my head any further than this. This is the part that really confuses me. It's very obvious to me that I should put my head on that thing and take it down to the hole. There's like a very obvious hole for a head to go right here. However, my head cannot come back here. So it's like, I know where to go. I just don't know how to get there. It feels like my head has to be down here with me, and it cannot get past this pot. It's as far as it'll ever go. And this door has never opened. I don't even know where I would look for that. Have you watched said stupid video and it's not possible to describe in text? Is that the problem? Oh boy, there is no way to describe this. That seems to be about where I am. I would really hate to have to stop and watch a video, but it's been 45 minutes now, so I could have watched several. What a shame this is. I do apologize. You get to see me at my worst. Enjoy. But at least I feel better that people all over the world are having trouble putting it into text form. That's fine. Alright, I will try to very, very quickly catch up here. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can just find it and get it over with. Okay, he's doing the casket puzzle. He's doing the coffin puzzle. Have I missed this part? Already done that. I've already done that. Alright, where did you get that circular panel? It's like I just missed that somewhere early on, and there's no recovery. And I do not see where he picked it up. Alright, going all the way back to the very beginning then. Where did you pick up the thing, sir? This is just the scissors puzzle. Okay, I see. The one angle I missed. This is where I've had a problem. There's two things, because I'm missing an item that should have been easy to get. Where is my head right now? That's a question I have. Let's peek. Okay. I'm gonna move it on to the other side. And this is the only angle I missed. I'm so sad. Thank you for bearing with me. I do apologize. So, the head can roll across that bridge, and we've rolled it down from this side several times. I have never rolled it down from the other side. Right here. And then there's a little gap. I should have seen that gap. Okay. Let's see if this gets us to some progress. Finally unlocked. Alright, we'll get our body down here. I am so sorry. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Let me put that on the other side. I'm sure we're going to need it. However, I need to switch the thing first. Yeah. Okay. All right. Do they all need to be in a row then? Is that the idea? Assuming so. Alright, trying to get some of these keys out. Alright. Onks. Let's get this one out of here. Oh, that's rough. That'll do it. Actually, let's just put this in. There you go. Alright, last Ankh in. Eyeballs over. Now there's a puzzle I can solve if it doesn't involve a tiny little gap. Scratched coin. That is the item I'm missing. That will hopefully allow me to do this puzzle over here. Let's get my head just in case. I don't know if I need it, but it will be nice to have. Okay. On the elevator, moving across. I think it's the opposite side and down. Let's check. Scratched coin. So this is the red button, and you need your head to roll on the top buttons. Okay, let's get the head down here. However, it needs to be on that side, doesn't it? Let's run back up. So much maneuvering. Take the head all the way around to the buttons. And I should probably just be following along with the guide still, but we'll wing it from here. Now that we've made any progress, hopefully it's better. All right. So the skull needs to get into there. Oh no. Yep. That's pretty tricky. Let me see if I still have the sequence on my text walkthrough, just to give me a little heads up. Alright, call the floor buttons 1 through 4, roll the head on them this many times. 1, once, 2, 3 times, 3, once, 4, 2 times. The skull is on the 4th. Begin the next sequence. 4, 2 times, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 3. That now makes perfect sense, now that we're in the right room with an activated puzzle, but so complicated. Okay. Three once, 4 twice. When it's on the 4th, 4 twice. 3 times. I didn't get to it in time, but I will next time. Finally getting the sequence. All right. So, twice, 3 times. I have to go very, very quick. Three times. 1 time. 3 times. Ah, very, very quick on that one too. Okay. Stop looking over at the guide then. All right. 2, 3, 1, 3. That's rough. Now this is open, so we have to go all the way around. Unless it's just a skull key. I thought maybe... I'm still curious. I think we have to go all the way around. Let me put the skull in place here. Make sure there's nothing hiding in that cabinet on us. Okay, back up here. Now you get out. So sorry, coming back to the Twitch chat now. Thank you guys. Oh, you believe in me. That warms my heart, even though I've done nothing to deserve it over the last 45 minutes. Alright. So, we have the skull key, we need to go all the way back up. I need to put the head on the candle button in order to make that happen. I think we're getting there. However, I want to check down there first. Move this over to the other side. Let's just make sure that they're not trying to hide a little item from us. They certainly are. Quartz skull. Alright. Well, there's something to collect the rest of later. This is a very, very complex game. I feel like I missed all the secrets. If there's 4 quartz skulls in these DLC sections, particularly. Okay, that can stay. Get back on it. Roll him on through to the button, making for safe passage. And I'm excited. This has been so great, now that we're back on track. Oh, it's... the frustration is melting away. I'm having such a time. There's a little room for my head. That's nice. I guess we're done with the hospital level. Yikes. Exquisite. Oh no. Interesting. Okay. That's as far as it goes. Let's check the other way. Can't do anything while I'm on the button, seemingly. Is this the house? It certainly is. Hello, grandfather. I guess our time is up. I loved that. Apart from the one tiny little window I missed. I loved every part of that game. I even loved the little window I missed once I found it. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm glad we finally got that all in the single session. I was so worried we'd have to have like an addendum. Ugh, an addendum. I am very, very grateful for your patience and helping me through that. Thank you for looking it up, etc. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. Sorry to bring a little bit of a damper down on it there. Well, with all the child death, but I love this game. Child death, sign me up. Such a pleasure to see you guys. I am going to run and get some lunch or something in me. Something warm and delightful. And I hope you all have a nice day planned. I will see you again soonish. Maybe tomorrow morning at the very least. We can start another new game, if need be. I was debating with myself over whether or not to start like Soma today, but I know that's a bit longer. I was hoping we could complete this all, and we finally did. So, more games to come, more adventures, oh, so much more child death, and I'll see you guys soon for it. Thank you for bearing with me. Off to get some coffee. Bye for now.